Hey there, it's Marvin Dejon coming back to you again with another blog about, writing stuff, filmmaking stuff, and a little bit about life stuff. You ready? Let's get into it. Cruel Ambition is a combination of stories that I was working on throughout 2017 to 2019. In 2018, I experienced some major transitions, so that was when I made the choice to, branch out on my own, build my own brand, be a solo filmmaker until I build my team. And as I was creating a story around that, I started pulling threads from those stories I was creating. As I was pulling those threads, as writing would have it, there was a wall. Writer's block. Now, writers, my advice is always, when you're blocked up a little bit, read articles. I read news. I read sports. I actually enjoy reading sports, even though I don't watch sports very much, because sports have the most dramatic storylines, and their fans, they just add to the drama. So it just helps me unblock. Also, Am I the Asshole is really a good place to go. It's just, sometimes it's just funny as hell. But at the same time, it helps kind of unblock or unclog that vein, and it opens you back up, and you're able to kind of push forward in your own story. And so during that period, there was this one story that kind of came to me that I was like, So there was this young man that found $250,000 in the park in a bag. Mind you, brown paper bag, 250 G's, just laying there. Nobody's around. He sees it. He picks it up. He's like, oh my God, whose is this? So he returns it. Now, my first thought, idiot, because it couldn't have been me. But I started to think about all the different things that could happen. Like, it could be somebody watching me. It could be a setup. It could be a whole list of things. And then, of course, you got the moral police that are like, well, it's just the right thing to do. So I wanted to figure out a number that will make a person risk it all. Risk everything to succeed. Because at the end of the day, you are going to risk something to get that money. If he had taken that money home, he would have been risking potentially somebody coming after him. So in Cruel Ambition, they are willing to risk it all for the amount of money that Dirk won in the lottery, because they feel like they can get it with very little risk of going to prison. But will they end up in prison? You gotta watch the movie to find that out. But when you do watch the movie, I want you to ask yourself, is Cruel Ambition a one and done? The process of Cruel Ambition was difficult, but it wasn't impossible. I did have some help. Wes Frazier was instrumental in helping me bounce ideas and brainstorm. He also helped me with locations and props and so on and so forth. Then I brought in Lakeisha Avery Stewart to be my assistant director. From the time I met Lakeisha in 2019, just around the time I started writing this project, I knew I had to have her on my set in some way, shape, or form. And she comes on and she rocks it. She's the strong arm of Dallas, so that anybody knows when Keisha's on set, it's her set. Even when she's not on set, if she's still in the project, it's Keisha's set. Just know. But I also had help from Letitia Nyembo. She came in as my production assistant and script soup, and she killed that. And in addition to killing that, she killed some BTS stuff that was just phenomenal. Like, she gave me pictures on pictures on pictures, and I can't even use all them pictures. There's so many of them. I might make an album. I could like tile a wall with them things. But she was just so helpful in that, and I'm very appreciative to her. Then I also had some great assistance from Kagan Alexander Black of Al Black Films. He helped me link with Juice Leroy. In addition to him coming on set helping, he helped me link with Juice, who is the artist behind the song Ahaha, the title track in the film. And so all of these people were instrumental in helping me get this project over the finish line. But the person, carrying the biggest load was me. I did a lot of the work. I did a lot of the pre-production. I shot the thing. I edited it too. So, and I don't say that to brag. I say that because it's true. I don't tend to like overhype myself. I'm not the type of person that needs to arrive with an entourage. I am the type of person that, I'm pretty humble, down to earth. You might think I'm mean as hell when you first see me, but I'm pretty humble and down to earth. And so I don't say I did all the work because I want the credit. I say that because that's what it was. Now, I did have some phenomenal assistants. My actors did step in places where they probably didn't need to. They probably strike against me, depending on, the time we're in right now. But they did help out. That is kind of the way things run on independent sets. But don't take my word for it. Hear it from them.
My experience creating Cruel Ambition was challenging. It was fun, the earlier parts. But as we got deeper into production, it got tougher and tougher. And it was like a switch on we shot a scene in a hotel. And I think that's easily one of the toughest scenes I've ever done in my life. But from there on out, it was tough. And I have to admit that. I can't even bullshit you down on that one.
It was phenomenal. I will say that. It was definitely a project that I will never forget. We created a couple times just to make sure it was perfect for viewers. And just the storyline alone was very entertaining. And it was something that I can't wait for people to see.
It was honestly a blur. I was not in a good place at the time of making it, so I probably would say more blurry therapeutic at the time of it. Very, very much so therapeutic. It was great to be on set at the time. That was a good happy place for me at the time.
Oh man, making this movie, the process was exhausting. Fun, but exhausting. Working on it behind the scenes and in front of the camera for several years. I nearly lost a toe. Yeah, that happened. That was a wild and crazy story, but it's been fun.
Okay, well, I want to leave y'all with this food for thought. It's okay to do it alone. You see, in 2018, I ended up going my separate ways with business partners, relationship partners, and I was in one of the darkest periods I'd ever been in my life. And I made the decision to push forward because I'm an artist and I love being an artist, regardless of how that looks. And so I said, fuck it, I'll do it myself. I said the same thing in 2005 to my KD classmates that I started a production company with. Didn't know I was prophesying, but there I was in 2018, just saying, you know what? I'm going to do this by hook or by crook. And thus, Cruel Ambition premieres August 1st, 2023. And I did most of the work by myself. Not saying I didn't have teammates that came through and were totally essential. Not saying I don't need a team of more people. Not saying I'm even that great at what I did. But what I am saying is that I did it alone. Because I wasn't going to let anybody stop me. And that's the thing that I'm saying here as a food for thought. If you have to do it alone, don't let anybody stop you. Don't let anybody talk you out of it. Don't let anybody say, oh, you should do this, you should do that. Oh, you should do that. Everybody's helpful. Everybody's going to tell you, I'm just looking out for you. I'm just trying to help. Yeah, they are. But even the most well-intentioned person can tell you something that isn't good for you. It's okay to listen to yourself. It's okay to trust your instincts and believe in your own power. You see, that's what I've done here. I'm not saying I've done it so great and that you need to look up to me. Please don't. I am nobody's role model. But I will say, if you have a dream, even if you got to do it by your damn self, get it done. So that's it. That's all I got for you today. I'm going to come back to you next week with another one. I'm starting to like this blog thing. I'm not saying I'm going to come to you every week all the time, but you might see me pop up a little bit more. So as I'm working on me, as I'm growing this thing, I want y'all to be a part of that journey. So until next time, make it a great day.